Hello there, and welcome to this quiet corner of the Sleep Lab Science channel. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Wherever you are lying in bed, settling into your chair, or simply letting the day drift to a close, allow yourself this moment of softness. A moment where your breath can slow, your shoulders can loosen, and the noise of the world can gently fade into the background. Tonight, we're exploring something extraordinary. Not the distant stars, or the depths of the ocean, or the mysteries of ancient civilizations, but something far closer, something that has been working inside you since the moment you were born. The quiet science of healing. Even now, as you listen, trillions of cells are awake and moving with purpose. Some are stitching tiny tears in your muscles. Some are replacing old skin with fresh layers. Some are patrolling your bloodstream like silent guardians, and others are gathering information, sharing signals, or gently rewiring your brain so that tomorrow feels a little lighter. Your body is not waiting for damage to occur, it is healing you all the time. Every breath fuels microscopic repairs. Every heartbeat sends a new wave of renewal through your blood vessels. Even the simple act of resting allows hidden systems to open their quiet workshop and begin restoring what the day has worn down. Healing is not dramatic. It does not announce itself. It lives in the spaces between your thoughts, in the stillness beneath your ribs, in the slow rhythm of your lungs. It is the most ancient language of life, the instinct all living things share, to mend, to continue, to begin again. And as you drift with me through this gentle journey, you may start to notice something subtle. That healing is not only physical, it is emotional, it is chemical, it is electrical, it is rhythmic and relational, and deeply intertwined with the way you breathe, sleep, love, and hope. Tonight, we'll explore how your skin seals itself from within, how your bones reshape to match your life, how your immune system remembers every battle it has ever won, how sunlight, laughter, gratitude, and even the presence of someone you care for can shift your biology toward renewal. We'll look at the healing hidden in sleep, in breath, in touch, in connection, in silence, and in the gentle intelligence that has lived in your cells for billions of years. So, allow your eyes to grow heavy if they wish. Let your muscles soften. Let each exhale fall just a little longer than the one before, because healing is already happening. You don't need to force it. You don't even need to understand it. You only need to be here, breathing, existing, while your body quietly rewrites itself into strength. This is your time to rest, and the science of healing will take care of the rest. Chapter 1. A body that rebuilds itself. Take a slow breath, and let yourself settle deeper into the quiet. Because to understand healing, we must begin with something almost unbelievable. Your body is rebuilding itself right now, not tomorrow, not when you're injured, not only when you're sick, but in this very moment, beneath your awareness, all throughout your skin, your organs, your bones, and your blood. You are a living river, a river made of cells that appear, serve, transform, and gently fade so that others can take their place. A river with shape and identity? Yes, but with water that is always flowing forward. Some of the molecules in you are only hours old. Some are days old. Some have been with you since childhood, quietly circulating like ancient guardians. And yet, somehow, you remain you, a pattern held together by memory deeper than thought. Science calls this process cellular turnover, but the name does not capture its poetry. Every moment of your day, trillions of tiny workers inside you are rewriting your body's story of survival. And healing, real, quiet, ceaseless healing, is simply the background rhythm of this rewriting. Consider your skin first, the surface that meets the world, brushing against sunlight, wind, fabric, and time. Right now, the very top layer of your skin is made of cells that are already dead. Little shields protecting you as they wait to fall away. Beneath them, alive and alert, a new layer is rising like dawn. These fresh cells push upward, carrying with them the memory of how your skin should look, feel, and function. Every month, you receive a new coat of yourself, a quiet renewal, a soft shedding of what no longer serves you. Move inward to your gut lining, and the cycle becomes even more breathtaking. The cells there live only a few days, bathed in acids, enzymes, microbes, nutrients, the most intense environment in your entire body. Yet they survive through speed. They are reborn over and over again, stitching together a fresh barrier that protects you from everything you eat, drink, absorb, and encounter. Your muscles join this rhythm too. Every step you take, every stretch you make, every minor strain or micro tear is followed by an entire team of cells arriving quietly to repair, rebuild, and reinforce. This is why exercise makes muscles stronger, not because you push them, but because the body answers your push with creation. Then there is your liver, an organ so devoted to renewal that it can regrow itself. If a part of it is lost, the remaining tissue receives a signal: begin again. Cells divide, structures reorganize, vessels extend, and within days or weeks the organ restores its form as if remembering a blueprint older than memory. Even the bones beneath your skin, solid as they may seem, are never still. They dissolve and rebuild in waves, guided by the pressures you place upon them. Walk more, and certain areas thicken. Rest more, and they lighten. Break a bone, and the body weaves minerals and collagen into a lattice of strength. Your skeleton is not a statue. It is an orchestra adjusting to your life. Everywhere inside you, stem cells wait like seeds in a hidden garden. Some have been with you since before you were born, carrying the pure pattern of your earliest self. When a signal of damage appears, they awaken, they multiply, they transform. They fill spaces left by injury, old age, or time. But the most astonishing part is this: your body does not rebuild randomly. It rebuilds with memory. A memory of wholeness. A memory of what you means. Every structure, every tissue, every cell knows its place, not because you think about it, but because life has encoded within itself the wisdom of healing. The constant renewal happening inside you does not feel dramatic. You do not sense the stomach lining replacing itself. You do not feel skin preparing for its next layer. You do not notice the microscopic cleaning crews removing damaged molecules from your cells. Yet it happens with perfect precision. The body is, in its quietest truth, a self-writing symphony. A story constantly told and retold in living matter. You might think of healing as something special, something that happens only after injury. But injury is only one chapter in a much longer book. Your entire life is written in cycles of building, mending, refining, and renewal. Every breath brings oxygen that fuels repair. Every heartbeat delivers nutrients that rebuild tissue. Every moment of rest gives the body time to open its secret workshop. Even your DNA, the script of your existence, suffers countless tiny breaks each day from sunlight, chemicals, stress, and time. And yet, enzymes patrol the double helix, scanning, correcting, stitching, and restoring the code. Millions of tiny repairs happen every hour. Without them, life would unravel quickly. But your body knows how to protect its story. You were built for resilience, not the loud kind that pushes forward in struggle, but the soft kind that persists quietly beneath awareness. A resilience that trusts the process, that honors patience, that remembers how to rebuild even when you feel broken. This chapter, the story of the body that renews itself, is the foundation of everything that follows. Because once you understand that healing is not the exception but the rule, you can begin to appreciate the gentle intelligence inside you. The intelligence that holds you together through every change, every scar, every challenge, and every breath. Let's drift deeper now, into the places where your skin, your bones, and your cells show us how healing actually unfolds. Chapter 2: Skin, Scars, and the Art of Repair. Your skin is the boundary between you and the world, a soft, flexible armor that holds your story, your memories, your warmth. It is the organ you meet the world with, the one others see first, the one touched by weather, water, light, and time. And beneath every inch of it lies an entire universe of healing. When skin breaks from a scratch, a fall, a blade of paper, a memory of childhood adventures, the body does not hesitate. Before you even notice the injury, a chain of events begins in the hidden layers beneath the surface. The first to arrive is blood. It rushes toward the wound in a tiny ocean of red, carrying clotting factors and platelets, the first responders of the healing world. These platelets stick to the edges, forming a seal. But this seal is not merely a plug. It is a scaffold, a blueprint, a map that tells every other cell what needs to happen next. Even as the surface dries into a scab, something far more intricate begins beneath it. Fibroblasts, the builders of the internal world, awaken and gather like quiet architects. They begin spinning collagen fibers, weaving them like threads, creating a net strong enough to pull the wound closed. This collagen is not beautiful at first. It is rushed, functional, made for survival. Meanwhile, skin cells at the edges sense the absence of their neighbors. They flatten, spread, and begin crawling from underneath the scab. Slowly, silently, like explorers crossing a desert toward reunion. Their journey is guided by chemical gradients, electrical fields, and molecular whispers, all telling them where the center is, where the wound ends, where the gap must be closed. This is one of biology's finest dances, a choreography performed without music, without light, without thought, yet executed with more coordination than any machine humans have ever built. And as the wound closes from below, the surface begins smoothing once again, but something remains. A scar. A scar is not a failure of healing. It is a signature of urgency. Your body chooses protection over perfection, speed over symmetry, survival over beauty. In the language of biology, a scar means, this mattered enough to save your life. Scars hold memory. Not emotional memory, but cellular memory. A record of the choreography that saved you. Over time, scars soften. Collagen rearranges itself, aligning with your natural skin lines. Blood flow decreases. Sensitivity returns or fades. The body polishes its own story. But there are those rare, magical cases where healing leaves no scar at all. Scarless healing. More common in early development, when the body's signals are perfectly balanced. A harmony we lose as we age. Some individuals retain a trace of this ability. Their wounds knit together with astonishing accuracy, leaving behind only quietness. Scientists study these people, not because they are unusual, but because they remind us what the human body once could do effortlessly, and what it might do again one day. But even ordinary healing is extraordinary. Consider a small cut on your finger. Thousands of cells sensed the damage. Millions of molecules moved into place. Signals fired across your nervous system. Proteins reorganized. New tissue formed. Old tissue dissolved. And all of it happened without you asking, without your participation, without your awareness. Your skin does not wait for your permission to heal. It remembers wholeness and returns to it like a tide returning to shore. Even scars, those quiet traces of your past, are not static. They remodel, reshape, soften, and integrate for years. Some grow lighter, some stretch with time, some become symbols of survival. Some fade until only you remember where they once lived. Your skin is a mirror of your body's resilience. It protects, it absorbs, it senses, it warns. It connects you with others through touch, the oldest form of communication, and every moment, it practices the art of healing, the art of knowing how to become whole again. Chapter 3: Bones, Heart, and the Architecture of Strength. We often think of bones as hard, cold, silent pillars, structural, rigid, lifeless. But your bones are not stone. They are living forests of mineral and collagen, alive with sensation and communication. Deep inside each bone, thousands of tiny sensors called osteocytes sit embedded in the matrix. They are the listeners of your skeleton, feeling every step, every stretch, every vibration, every moment of stillness. When you walk, osteocytes sense the pressure. When you lift something heavy, they feel the strain. When you are injured, they detect the imbalance. And they respond by sending signals to two other kinds of cells: osteoclasts, which dissolve old bone state; osteoblasts, which create new bone. This partnership shapes your skeleton according to your life. If you run often, certain bones thicken. If you float in space like an astronaut, they weaken. If you shift your posture or change your habits, your bones adapt quietly over months and years. Your skeleton is not a cage, it is an echo of your experiences, a record of how you live, how you move, how you grow. Now, move deeper, to the hidden chambers of your bones, where marrow produces your blood, the river of life flowing through every cell of your body. Within that soft red world, stem cells awaken every second, transforming into red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. These cells then travel out into your bloodstream, carrying oxygen, defending against threats, or rushing to injuries. The bones are not silent at all. They hum with creation. And then, there is the heart, the tireless musician of your inner world, pumping over 100,000 times per day, sending life everywhere, never resting, not even when you sleep. For centuries, scientists believed the heart could not heal. They thought damage was permanent, and scars lasted forever. But the truth is gentler, more hopeful. Your heart can repair itself, slowly, quietly. Some cells transform, some vessels regrow, some circuits rewire. Even scar tissue in the heart can soften, remodel, and regain function over time. When blood flow is blocked, the heart grows new vessels, tiny bridges of life, called collateral circulation, rerouting oxygen around obstacles, like streams forming new paths around fallen trees. This is architecture born from adversity. Even stress can trigger the heart's self-protection, releasing healing peptides, relaxing vessels, reducing strain. Your heart is not simply a pump, it is a guardian, a communicator, a conductor setting the rhythm for your entire body. Bones and heart, one hard, one soft, one mineral, one muscle, are both masters of healing. Bones rebuild according to how you live. The heart repairs according to what you feel. Together, they form the architecture of your strength. And as we drift deeper into the next chapters, we will begin to see how the entire body, from blood to immune cells, from breath to emotion, from sleep to sunlight, joins this quiet symphony of repair. Chapter 4: Blood, Messengers, and the First Responders, to 2,000 words. As you rest here, listening gently, a quiet circulation is flowing through you, carrying warmth, memory, chemistry, and life. Your blood is not just liquid, it is communication, a moving language older than thought, older than bone, older even than the shape of the human body itself. With every beat of your heart, this river travels through nearly 60,000 miles of vessels, enough to circle the world twice, delivering signals, nourishment, and instructions. It is easy to think of blood as simple flow, but the truth is far more intricate. Inside each drop lives an entire world. Let's drift into that world now. The first responders. The moment your skin is breached, even by something so small, you barely notice an alarm sounds inside your bloodstream. Not the kind of alarm you hear, but a shift in pressure, chemistry, and molecular patterns that your body understands instantly. Platelets respond first. These are not complete cells, but fragments, tiny, ancient pieces that drift quietly until something calls them into action. When they sense damage, they rush toward the opening. They gather, they cling, they form a seal. But this seal is more than a patch. It is a foundation. Once platelets land at the injury, they release dozens of chemical messengers, growth factors, signaling molecules, calls for reinforcement. They summon immune cells. They instruct fibroblasts. They guide blood vessels toward the area like roots drawn to soil. A clot is not the end of bleeding. It is the beginning of reconstruction. White blood cells, the silent guards. Soon after platelets arrive, white blood cells enter like a quiet army. Some are scouts. Some are defenders. Some act as cleanup crews, clearing debris and preparing the site for regeneration. Neutrophils rush in quickly, fast, efficient, sacrificial. They are the first wave of protection, willing to give everything to keep infection at bay. Macrophages follow. Their name means big eaters, but their role is far more graceful than it sounds. They are the choreographers of healing. They clear what must be cleared. Then, like soldiers laying down their weapons, they switch roles completely, releasing molecules that calm inflammation and begin the rebuilding phase. They are the bridge between destruction and renewal. Without this transformation, wounds would linger. It is the macrophages that whisper, "It is safe to heal now." Blood as messenger. Blood does more than respond locally. It communicates everywhere. When tissue is injured, fragments of damaged cells dissolve into the bloodstream. Platelets detect these signals far away, altering the body's chemistry. Growth factors travel to distant organs, telling them, prepare, support, repair. Your bloodstream is like a network, every region connected to every other. The moment something changes, the entire system knows. This is why healing is not isolated. Cut your finger, and your whole body adjusts subtly. Sprain your ankle, and your immune cells shift their patterns. Even emotional stress sends ripples into the bloodstream, influencing inflammation, circulation, and recovery. Every emotion leaves a measurable trace in the chemistry of blood, and every act of healing sends messages outward like ripples on a lake. The formation of new vessels. As a wound begins to stabilize, something extraordinary happens beneath the surface. New blood vessels start to grow gently, silently, with astonishing precision. The process is called angiogenesis, but the word cannot capture its beauty. Imagine thin, transparent tubes forming like delicate roots in soil, reaching into the wound's center. They grow toward chemical signals released by cells calling out for oxygen. They expand, branch, and interlace, creating pathways that carry life back into the injured tissue. A pale, quiet wound turns pink as blood returns, a sign that renewal has begun. These vessels do not grow randomly. They follow gradients in visible maps laid out by molecules. They sense where oxygen is needed most. They travel into the deepest corners of the wound, filling them with warmth, nutrients, and possibility. Every scar you have once contained a hidden garden of new vessels. A moment when the body turned emptiness into landscape. Blood's hidden intelligence. Every pulse is a conversation. Every heartbeat is a delivery of not just nutrients, but instructions. Hormones travel through the bloodstream, telling organs when to slow down, when to awaken, when to repair. Immune cells drift like sentinels. Proteins fold and unfold, carrying messages like letters written in chemical ink. Red blood cells carry oxygen with almost impossible efficiency, each living only 4 months before being replaced. Millions die and millions are born every hour, without pause, without complaint. Blood is the ultimate cycle, a system that preserves life through constant change. You may never feel it happening, but your body does. It listens to every molecule, every pressure, every shift. It translates these signals into action, heating, cooling, defending, repairing, nourishing, a river that never sleeps. Even in sleep, blood continues its quiet work. While you rest, circulation redistributes. More blood flows to the digestive system, the liver, the muscles, and the skin, places that repair most deeply at night. White blood cells patrol with renewed attention. Hormones circulate that promote growth, and calm inflammation. Healing is not something you perform consciously. It is something your blood has always known how to do. You are carried, moment by moment, in its ancient wisdom, a soft truth about life. Your blood is the proof that healing is not static. It is movement. It is communication. It is collaboration across trillions of cells. It is the quiet river that makes life possible. And with every beat of your heart, that river continues its work, gently, tirelessly, patiently, writing your story of survival, one pulse at a time. Let us drift now into the deeper rhythms of the night, where sleep, hormones, and biology join in a slow symphony of renewal. Chapter 5. Night Shift, Sleep, Hormones, and the Rhythms of Repair, to 2,000 words. Healing has a schedule, and its most sacred hours unfold when you close your eyes and drift into stillness. Most of the repairs your body performs do not happen during the day. They happen at night, in the quiet spaces where consciousness fades, where muscles loosen, and where the brain slips beneath the surface into deeper waters. Sleep is not a pause. It is a workshop, a laboratory, a hushed symphony of renewal. Let's follow the body into this night shift, the hidden hours when your biology performs miracles. The descent into healing. When you begin to feel sleepy, your body releases melatonin, a gentle hormone that signals darkness, safety, and rest. Melatonin lowers your body temperature, slows your thoughts, calms the nervous system, and tells every organ, the night shift is about to begin. As you drift into stage 1 of sleep, your muscles relax. Stage 2, your heart rate softens, your breathing slows. Stage 3, you enter deep, restorative sleep. And here, the magic begins. Growth hormone, the artisan of the night. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, one of the most important chemicals for recovery. Growth hormone repairs muscles, strengthens bones, stimulates collagen, supports immune balance, aids metabolism, restores energy reserves, rebuilds tissue damaged by stress. It is like a master craftsman working through the night, quiet, focused, efficient. Without deep sleep, the body cannot perform these tasks fully. Healing slows, inflammation lingers, stress accumulates, clarity fades. This is why a night of true rest feels like waking up inside a new body, because in many ways you are. The brain's cleansing tides. While the body rebuilds, the brain performs something even more extraordinary. In deep sleep, waves of cerebrospinal fluid wash through the brain like tides. This process clears toxins, metabolic waste, and chemical clutter accumulated during the day. Proteins linked to memory, focus, and mood are reorganized. Neurons prune old connections and strengthen new ones. It is a reset, not of thought, but of the space where thought arises. Sleep is the brain's nightly housekeeping. Without it, the mind becomes cloudy. The world feels heavier, memories slip, and emotions become harder to hold. Sleep heals not through silence, but through movement. Invisible tides, waves of chemistry, a nightly ocean cleansing the shores of the mind. The immune system's midnight meeting. During sleep, the immune system reviews its memories. It identifies intruders from the day. It stores patterns of bacteria, viruses, and stress signals. It builds antibodies for future defense. Deep sleep strengthens immunity. Shallow or insufficient sleep confuses it. This is why good rest makes illness easier to overcome, and why exhaustion makes even small ailments feel overwhelming. Your immune system waits until you are still to do its most important work. Circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock. Every cell in your body contains a tiny clock. Together, they form your circadian rhythm, a 24-hour cycle coordinating wakefulness, hunger, hormone release, temperature, and healing. At night, inflammation rises briefly to clear debris zone. growth hormone peaks. Repair enzymes activate. The liver detoxifies. Muscles knit themselves. Skin cells divide faster. Blood vessels relax. The heart rate slows. Blood pressure lowers rates. Digestion rests. Emotions soften. In the morning, cortisol rises gently to end the healing shift. It wakes the brain, clears excess inflammation, and prepares the body for daytime functions. This rhythm is not optional. It is written into evolution. When you sleep at the right times, the body sings in harmony. When the rhythm is disrupted, repair becomes slower, heavier, less precise. You are a creature of cycles, of tides, of light and darkness. Healing is timed like a poem, the gift of letting go. During sleep, the nervous system enters its calmest state, the parasympathetic mode, where heart rate variability increases, breathing deepens, and muscles surrender to softness. In this state, hormones shift from survival to restoration. Cells leave defense mode and enter repair mode. The body remembers safety, and safety is the foundation of healing. This is why rest is not idleness. It is participation, a biological invitation for the body to heal itself. Every night, you give your body permission to begin again. The night is your healer. As you sleep, you do not feel the repairs, but you wake into them. The body you open your eyes with is always a little different from the one that drifted into sleep. Cells have changed, proteins replaced, pathways strengthened, hearts softened, emotions recalibrated, inflammation resolved, energy renewed. Healing is not loud. It is patient. It is rhythmic. It is written in the language of the night. And tonight, as you lie here listening, your body is already preparing to enter this sacred workshop again, to weave you back into balance with each breath, each wave of fluid, each gentle pulse of hormone. Now, let's visit the forces that guide your cells even deeper. Light, electricity, and the invisible fields that orchestrate healing beneath the surface. Chapter 6. Light, Energy, and the Body's Invisible Fields. To 2,000 words. Light touches you long before you notice it. It enters through the eyes, the skin, even the spaces between cells. It reaches the brain, resets clocks, regulates hormones, and informs every organ when to wake, when to rest, and when to repair. We evolved in partnership with sunlight. Every rhythm in the body, from sleep to metabolism to healing, listens to its rise and fall. But light is only the beginning. Your body also produces electric fields, magnetic pulses, and energy gradients that guide cells with astonishing precision. Let's drift now into this subtle world, the invisible architecture that shapes your healing from within. Sunlight, the body's ancient signal. When the first rays of morning light touch your eyes, a message travels straight to the brain's master clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It resets your circadian rhythm. It tells your hormones, day has begun. Begin your work. Melatonin fades. Serotonin rises. Cortisol peaks gently to wake you. Body temperature lifts. Attention sharpens. This shift prepares the body for healing in a different way, through movement, vigilance, and metabolism. But sunlight does more than set time. It triggers the production of vitamin D, a molecule essential for bone strength, immune balance, cell division, inflammation regulation, mood stability. A body without light becomes confused. A body in light remembers who it is. Blue light and red light, two medicines of the spectrum. Not all wavelengths affect you the same. Blue light, when used carefully, calms inflammation in the skin. It helps treat acne, eczema, and bacterial irritations. It tells immune cells in the skin to regulate themselves, to respond with precision rather than force. Red light travels deeper. It enters cells and reaches the mitochondria, the tiny engines that power everything you do. Red light increases ATP production, fueling repair, regeneration, and cellular vitality. It strengthens collagen. It reduces inflammation. It speeds wound closure. It restores damaged tissue. Astronauts even use red light in space, where gravity is absent and wounds heal slowly. It becomes a companion of healing. Light as nourishment, light as medicine. The electric body. Every one of your trillions of cells carries an electrical charge. Each cell has a voltage across its membrane, a small but powerful difference that guides growth and repair. When tissue is injured, electric fields around the cells shift instantly. This creates a map, an invisible arrow pointing directly toward the wound. Fibroblasts sense this current and migrate toward it. Skin cells follow. Immune cells follow. Blood vessels follow. Electricity leads the way long before hormones or chemicals arrive. If the body's electrical fields are disrupted, healing slows or becomes disorganized. If they are enhanced, gently, healing accelerates. Life began as electricity, and electricity continues to organize your healing every moment. The heart's magnetic field. Every heartbeat sends a magnetic wave into the space around you. This field is strong enough to be measured several feet away. It expands and contracts with your emotions. Smooth when you are calm, jagged when you are stressed, rhythmic when you are connected, chaotic when you are overwhelmed. Your heart communicates through this field with your brain. They synchronize, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in tension. High heart rate variability, the gentle rise and fall between heartbeats, signals resilience. Low variability signals strain. Through emotion, breath, and connection, you influence this magnetic field and guide the healing processes throughout your body. The heart broadcasts balance long before the mind understands it. Bioelectric conversations. Cells talk not only through chemicals, but through light itself. Biophotons, tiny flashes of light emitted by living cells, carry information across tissues. Immune cells use these flashes to coordinate. Neurons use them to regulate. Even stem cells respond to these signals when deciding where to move and how to transform. You are made not just of matter, but of light. A quiet, ancient glow, guiding life beneath your skin. Gravity, the forgotten healer. Even the pull of the earth plays a role in healing. On Earth, gravity gives your cells a sense of direction, a subtle tension that keeps tissues organized. In space, wounds heal slowly, bones weaken, circulation becomes confused, cells lose their orientation. Gravity is a silent architect, a constant pressure that shapes your biology. Every step you take signals your bones to strengthen. Every breath against gravity trains your diaphragm. Every beat of the heart pushes against the pull of earth. You were designed for this partnership, the body as an energy symphony. When you step back and look at the entire system, light, electricity, magnetism, gravity, chemistry, you begin to see healing for what it truly is. A symphony, not of muscles and bones, but of fields, waves, pulses, and signals. Your body is not a machine. It is a living instrument played by light and energy. And in this instrument, every moment brings an opportunity for renewal. Chapter 7. The immune system, the quiet war that always chooses peace. Inside you lives an army you never see. Not an army of violence, but an army of precision, one that works tirelessly, faithfully, and almost entirely in silence. This is your immune system, the guardian of your inner world. And even now, as you breathe softly, this guardian is awake, alert, and watching over you. But contrary to the imagery of battles and invasions, the immune system is not designed primarily for war. Its deepest purpose is balance. Its goal is not destruction, but peace. Let's drift gently into this world, where protection, memory, and healing are woven together like threads of a quiet tapestry. The first line, boundaries of the body. Before any cell raises a weapon, your body first tries something much gentler. Prevention. Your skin, your mucous membranes, your tears, your saliva, the acidity of your stomach, the beneficial bacteria in your gut. These are shields of peacekeeping. They do not attack. They simply prevent harm. They filter the world, letting in what nourishes, and gently turning away what does not. This alone prevents almost everything that could disrupt your biology. The immune system prefers peace long before conflict. The innate immune system, the ancient guardians. If something crosses the boundary, your earliest defenders awaken. This is the innate immune system, a primal intelligence billions of years old, shared by creatures far simpler than humans. Neutrophils rush forward first. They are fast, sacrificial, living only a few hours or days before dissolving. They do not hesitate. Macrophages follow, their presence steady, purposeful, patient. They swallow debris, remove damaged cells, and clean the environment so healing may begin. But here is something astonishing. Macrophages are not only destroyers, they are also healers. Once the threat is gone, they change their entire chemistry. They begin releasing signals that calm inflammation, invite tissue repair, and guide fibroblasts in rebuilding wounded areas. In a single cell, the dual nature of the immune system is revealed: strength when needed, surrender when safe. This transformation is how the body knows when to stop fighting and start healing. The adaptive immune system, the librarians of survival. Deeper within the immune world live the most astonishing cells of all, the ones that learn, remember, and adapt. This is your adaptive immune system, formed by T cells and B cells. When a new threat appears, these cells study it. They analyze its structure, decode its proteins, and then create an exact response. And once the danger passes, they never forget. Memory T cells and B cells live for years, sometimes decades, quietly holding the blueprint of every virus, every bacterium, every challenge your body has ever faced. You carry within you a living library of survival, written not in books, but in cells. And each entry in that library ensures that future encounters can be met with elegance rather than fear. The immune system listens to emotion. Perhaps the most surprising truth is that your immune system is deeply sensitive to how you feel. When the mind is at peace, immune efficiency rises, inflammation calms, antibody production increases, healing accelerates. When the mind is overwhelmed, fearful, or chronically stressed, immune cells become confused, exaggerated, or sluggish. This is not weakness. It is communication. Your immune system is listening to the story your emotions tell. It adjusts to what you believe you are facing. If you feel safe, it heals deeply. If you feel threatened, it prepares for danger. Your biology responds not only to the world outside you, but to the world inside you. The immune system sleeps with you. During the night, as the body drifts into its slow rhythm, the immune system begins one of its most important rituals: review. It revisits the day's encounters, identifies every molecule, categorizes each one as safe or unsafe, and strengthens its memory. This is why sleep is medicine. During deep rest, inflammation fades, immune balance resets, and learning becomes permanent. It is not magic, it is biology, finding harmony. Healing is the immune system choosing peace. At the end of every immune response comes something profound: the choice to stop fighting. This phase, called resolution, is as important as the battle itself. Special molecules, known as resolvins, signal the immune system to quiet. They restore blood flow, clear the battlefield, and invite new cells to rebuild. In this soft ending, the body remembers something essential. Healing is not a war, it is a return to peace. The immune system is your quiet guardian, your historian, your interpreter of emotion, your partner in rest, and your most ancient friend. It protects you, not because you command it, but because that is its nature. And as we drift forward, we will see how breath, mindfulness, and the nervous system. Guide these guardians even further into harmony. Chapter 8. Breath, Nerves, and the Gentle Science of Calm. Healing is not only physical, it is electrical, it is chemical, it is rhythmic, and one of the most profound ways the body enters healing is through breath, a slow inhale, a soft exhale, a pause in between. This simple movement has the power to shift the entire nervous system, alter the heart's rhythm, and transform the chemistry of every organ. Let's drift into the quiet conversation that breath and the nervous system share. The two sides of the nervous system. Inside you lives a balance. Sympathetic nervous system, the system of alertness, readiness, and survival, fight or flight. Parasympathetic nervous system, the system of rest, digestion, and repair. Rest and restore, both are important. But healing happens almost exclusively in the parasympathetic state. When breath slows, this system awakens, heart rate drops, blood vessels relax, muscles release tension, inflammation decreases. Immune cells shift from attack to repair. The body listens to breath as if it were a signal of safety. The vagus nerve, the body's gentle switch, running from the brainstem, down the throat, across the heart, into the lungs, and through the digestive organs, is the vagus nerve. It is the largest nerve of calm, the messenger of peace, the conductor of healing. When the vagus nerve is activated, heart rate stabilizes, blood pressure lowers rates, inflammation fades, digestion improves, immunity strengthens, anxiety softens, sleep deepens. It is the biological doorway between mind and body, and the key that opens this doorway is breath. Deep breathing changes chemistry. With each slow inhale, receptors in your lungs send signals through the vagus nerve to the brain. We are safe. The brain responds by lowering cortisol, reducing adrenaline, increasing endorphins, balancing serotonin CNA, improving circulatory flow PET. This is why deep breathing can slow a racing heart, ease pain, steady emotions, and support healing. It is not psychological, it is physiological. A breath is a chemical event. How breath shapes heartbeats. Between each heartbeat is a tiny variation in rhythm. This variation is called heart rate variability, HRV. High HRV means your nervous system can shift fluidly between stress and calm. It is one of the strongest indicators of health and resilience. When you breathe slowly, especially with longer exhales, HRV increases. This single change can accelerate healing across the entire body. Breath is the conductor. The heart is the instrument. Healing is the music. Breath as medicine for emotion. Emotions are not just feelings. They are chemical states. Anger increases adrenaline. Fear increases cortisol. Loneliness increases inflammatory signals. Oppression contracts the breath. But hope stabilizes blood pressure. Gratitude increases serotonin. Compassion releases oxytocin. Calm deepens breath and slows the heart. Emotions write themselves directly into biology, and breath rewrites them back toward peace. Breath as conversation with the body. When you breathe deeply, you are sending a message. I am safe. You may heal. Every organ receives that message. Every cell listens. Every system responds. This is why a single slow breath can begin transforming your entire physiology. Breath is the simplest form of self-healing, a bridge between intention and biology. As we move into the next chapter, we explore how emotion, memory, and the mind work hand in hand with the body, not as separate realms, but as partners in the quiet art of renewal. Chapter 9. Emotion, Memory, and the Biology of Hope. Healing is not only a physical process, it is emotional, it is mental, It is deeply tied to the stories you carry and the memories held within your cells. Your feelings, your thoughts, your hopes, your fears, each one has a measurable effect on the biology of healing. Let's drift gently into this subtle world where emotion becomes chemistry and the mind becomes medicine. The body remembers. Every experience you've lived has left traces in your tissues, not only in memory, but in posture, breath, muscle tone, and cellular patterns. Trauma tightens the shoulders, grief sinks the chest, anxiety contracts the breath, loneliness echoes through hormone balance. But joy lifts the body, affection deepens breath, laughter opens circulation, hope brightens neural activity. Emotion is never abstract, it is embodied. Your body carries your stories, even when your mind has forgotten them. Healing means rewriting those stories, not erasing them, but softening their impact. How emotion affects cells. When you feel supported, antibodies increase. Inflammation decreases. Recovery accelerates. When you feel isolated, stress hormones rise. Immune responses weaken. Wounds close more slowly. This is not imagination. It is measurable. Oxytocin, the hormone of connection, reduces inflammation, stimulates regeneration, and improves heart rhythm. Endorphins, the molecules of comfort, ease pain and support repair. Serotonin, the chemical of steadiness, stabilizes the nervous system. Emotion becomes chemistry. Within seconds. Hope as a biological signal. Hope is not naive. It is instructive. People who believe they will heal show lower inflammation, stronger immune activity, higher nitric oxide levels, faster wound closure, steadier heart rhythms, better outcomes after illness. Hope alters physiology. It calms the amygdala, the brain's alarm center, and strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the center of planning, clarity, and emotional control. Hope tells the body, prepare for recovery, and the body listens. Gratitude and the brain's healing circuits. Gratitude activates regions of the brain associated with reward, empathy, and emotional balance. When these areas light up, the nervous system shifts out of survival mode. Blood pressure lowers, stress hormones fall, heart rate steadies, inflammation softens. Even writing down 3 small things you feel grateful for can shift your chemistry for hours. Gratitude is not a mood. It is a physiological reset. Laughter as internal medicine. Laughter expands the lungs, increases blood flow, releases endorphins, and stimulates immune cells. It is one of the simplest ways the body signals to itself that danger has passed. Even simulated laughter, forced, artificial, can produce the same benefits. The body does not need humor. It needs the movement. Compassion as a shared healing. When you feel compassion for someone in pain, your brain releases endorphins and oxytocin. Your nervous system calms. Your stress chemistry decreases. Your pain sensitivity lowers. Compassion heals not only the receiver, but the giver. We are wired to heal together. Emotion as partner, not enemy. Healing begins when emotion is allowed, not suppressed, not denied. Tears calm the nervous system. Sighs release tension. Softness slows the heartbeat. Acceptance quiets adrenaline. The body listens to your emotional honesty. When you stop fighting your feelings, the body stops fighting itself. Healing is a collaboration between biology and the inner world. Chapter 10. The brain that heals by changing its own story. Neuroplasticity, pain, memory, and belief. Your brain is not a stone. It is not a fixed machine. It is not a rigid map carved once and for all. It is soft, alive, and endlessly adaptable. It is capable of learning, unlearning, and relearning until the last days of your life. This capacity has a name: neuroplasticity. the brain's ability to rewire itself. And it is one of the most powerful tools of healing you carry. Right now, as you listen, billions of neurons inside your skull are exchanging signals. Some connections are strengthening, some are weakening, some are fading quietly into the past. Others are forming for the very first time. Every thought, every sensation, every experience is slightly reshaping the architecture of your mind. Healing, in the brain, is not just recovering what was lost. It is building new paths around old wounds. When pain outlives the wound, sometimes an injury heals, but the pain remains. The skin is closed, the bone is solid, the tissues are whole, and yet, the nervous system continues to sound its alarm. This is chronic pain, not a sign of weakness, and not a sign that you're imagining things, but a sign that the brain's map has been trained into a pattern of alertness. The neurons that once fired to warn you of danger have become so used to firing that they keep doing it. Long after the danger is gone, it is as if a smoke alarm kept ringing long after the fire was put out. The good news is quiet but profound. The same plasticity that learned this pattern can learn a different one. Through gentle movement, breathing, mindfulness, and gradual exposure to safe experiences, the brain begins to redraw its map of the body. Little by little, it learns that certain sensations are no longer threats. It softens its reactions. It quiets its alarms. You are not stuck with the pain patterns you live with today. Your nervous system is listening, watching, and always willing to learn. Memory as a place of healing. Memories are not stored in the brain, like files in a cabinet. They are reassembled each time you recall them. The colors, the sounds, the emotions, the meanings, all stitched together on the spot, from networks scattered across the brain. This means that memory is not fixed. It is alive. When you revisit a painful memory, in a safe environment, in therapy, in reflection, in gentle conversation, the brain has an opportunity to attach new emotions to that memory. It does not erase what happened. It changes how it feels inside your body. The same event that once triggered panic or grief can gradually become something different. A chapter acknowledged, a story integrated, a scar that no longer bleeds. This is emotional healing, woven directly into neural circuits. Healing, then, is not forgetting, it is transforming. The brain's mirrors. In some people who have lost a limb, the brain still feels it there. The hand that no longer exists, itches, contracts, burns, or aches. This is called phantom limb pain. The brain sensing a body that has changed faster than its internal map. A simple but astonishing technique called mirror therapy can help. By placing a mirror in front of the remaining limb and watching it move, the brain is fooled into believing it is seeing the missing one. Over time, this illusion retrains the brain's map. Neurons reorganize, signals recalibrate, pain softens. What begins as a trick of light becomes genuine healing. This is the power of perception. What you see, what you imagine, what you believe, all send instructions into the nervous system. Placebo, belief turned into biology. Sometimes, when a person takes a pill they believe is medicine, they feel better, even if the pill has no active ingredient. This is the placebo effect, but it is not fake. It is not just in their head, it is biological. Belief itself triggers the release of endorphins, dopamine, and other healing chemicals. The nervous system receives a message. We are being helped. It relaxes. Blood vessels open. Inflammation decreases. Muscles soften. The immune system recalibrates. Placebo is not a trick. It is proof that the brain can send healing signals to the body without needing an external drug. It demonstrates that expectation, trust, and hope are part of your internal pharmacy. This does not mean you should avoid medicine. It means that your mind is always participating. in how medicine works. Belief is not magic. It is a biological amplifier. Learning is healing. Every time you learn something new, a skill, a language, a song, a way of thinking, your brain lays down new pathways. These pathways do more than store information. They increase your brain's flexibility, its capacity to adapt, its ability to recover after stress or injury. In this way, curiosity itself is a form of healing. To wonder, to explore, to gently engage with life, even when tired or hurting, is to tell your nervous system, I am still growing, I am still here, I am still capable of change. The brain listens to that message. Neuroplasticity is not reserved for the young. It is available to you right now, exactly as you are. Each tiny shift, each new softness, each small moment of understanding is the brain healing by changing its own story. And next, we'll drift into the chemistry that allows the body to rebuild. Hormones, molecules, and tiny messengers that quietly coordinate regeneration in every corner of your being. Chapter 11, The Chemistry of Regeneration, Hormones, Nutrients, and the Secret Gardens Within. Beneath the surface of your thoughts, a slow alchemy is unfolding. Hormones, vitamins, minerals, growth factors, and millions of small molecules are moving through your body. Like gardeners tending a vast landscape, they decide which cells will divide, which will rest, which will be cleared away, and which will become something new. Healing is not only about structure, it is chemistry, soft, precise, and continuous. Let's wander slowly through this internal garden. Growth hormone and its messengers. We met growth hormone earlier, the artisan of the night, released in deep sleep. But growth hormone rarely works alone. It signals the liver and other tissues to produce a molecule called insulin-like growth factor, often shortened to IGF. IGF helps cells divide, mature, rebuild muscle, strengthen bone, repair nerves, produce collagen. It is like a foreman on a construction site, coordinating the workers of regeneration. When you sleep deeply, move gently, and nourish your body, growth hormone and IGF whisper to your cells, begin again. Hormones of balance: estrogen, testosterone, cortisol. Estrogen does more than shape reproduction. It improves blood flow to wounds, encourages collagen formation, and helps skin cells migrate to close gaps. It makes vessels more flexible, bones more resilient, and healing more efficient. This is why wounds often heal faster in estrogen-rich environments. Testosterone, on the other hand, builds muscle and bone mass, but can sometimes slow healing if it calms inflammation too quickly. This isn't a flaw, it is balance. The body constantly adjusts these hormones to match its current needs, protecting long-term resilience while managing short-term repair. Cortisol, often called a stress hormone, is not the villain it is sometimes made out to be. In healthy rhythms, it rises in the morning to end the night's intense healing and prepare the body for the day. It keeps inflammation from spreading too far and prevents overreactions. Only when cortisol remains high for too long does it begin to slow healing, confuse immunity, and exhaust the nervous system. The problem is not cortisol itself, but the absence of rest. Your hormones are not enemies. They are dancers, weaving in patterns designed to keep you alive, stable, and adaptable. The quiet power of nutrients. Healing depends on raw materials. Without them, even the most beautiful blueprints cannot be built. Vitamin C helps enzymes assemble collagen, the protein that provides structure to skin, ligaments, and vessels. Without enough vitamin C, wounds reopen, gums bleed, and old scars weaken. Zinc supports DNA copying, cell division, and immune function. It helps fibroblasts build strong new tissue. Iron carries oxygen in the blood and fuels the enzymes that generate energy for repair. When iron is low, healing slows. Fatigue rises, and the skin grows pale. Protein provides the amino acids that become everything from antibodies to enzymes to new muscle fibers. The body prioritizes repair. When these materials are available, it diverts them from less essential tasks, like hair and nail growth, to deeper work inside. Food is not only fuel, it is participation. Each bite becomes part of your healing story, woven into your tissues, your chemistry, your strength. Autophagy, the art of cellular housekeeping. Inside each cell, another quiet process unfolds. Autophagy, literally self-eating, when cells sense a pause in constant intake. During rest, gentle fasting, or certain kinds of stress like cold exposure, they begin to clean house. They break down damaged proteins, misfolded molecules, and malfunctioning organelles. They recycle them into new building blocks. It is both a cleansing and a renewal. Autophagy reduces inflammation, improves efficiency, and slows certain aspects of cellular aging. It is the cell's way of saying, "Let me clear what no longer serves, so that I can function more clearly again." Healing is not only adding new pieces, it is removing what is broken. The microbiome, partners in chemistry. Deep in your gut, trillions of bacteria help you heal in ways you never consciously notice. They produce vitamins, calm immune reactions, shape inflammation, and create compounds that travel through your blood to distant tissues. Some of these molecules help skin wounds close faster. Others soothe anxiety and support more restful sleep. When antibiotics or stress disrupt this internal ecosystem, inflammation rises, digestion stumbles, and healing slows. When harmony returns through fiber, fermented foods, rest, and time, the microbiome resumes its quiet symphony of support. You are not healing alone. Millions of tiny lives within you are collaborating in your recovery. The body's own antioxidants. When tissue is injured, unstable molecules called free radicals multiply. They can damage nearby cells. If left unchecked, to balance them, your body produces its own antioxidants: glutathione, catalase, superoxide dismutase, and many others. These molecules neutralize the chaos, creating a calmer environment where repair can proceed. Diet, sleep, and emotional balance support this system, but the first line of defense comes from within. Healing, at the chemical level, is a constant act of turning instability into harmony. Your chemistry is not random. It is intelligent, adaptive, and deeply kind. Every hormone, every nutrient, every small molecule plays a part in guiding your body back toward balance. And now, as we drift into our final chapter, we'll step back and see this whole picture: body, mind, emotion, energy, and time, as a single, continuous act of return, a return to wholeness that has been unfolding since the moment you first began. Chapter 12, the return to wholeness. Healing as a rhythm, not a race. Before there were thoughts, before there were words, before there was language, or memory, or identity, there was one simple instinct, written into every living cell: repair. A single-celled organism, damaged by heat or light, tries to restore its structure. A simple wound on a leaf triggers regrowth. Bacteria mend their DNA. Tiny creatures regrow limbs. Life, in all its forms, leans naturally toward wholeness. You are part of that story. Healing is not something you imported from outside. It is your oldest inheritance. Healing is not a straight line. We often imagine healing as pain treatment, recovery done. But the body does not move in straight lines. It moves in cycles, up and down, in and out, tension and release, wake and sleep, inflammation and resolution, effort and rest. There are days you feel stronger, days you feel fragile, moments when old pain resurfaces, moments when peace arrives unexpectedly. None of this means healing isn't working. It means healing is rhythmic. Like the tide, it advances and retreats, shaping your inner shore. Over time, if you could listen closely enough, you would hear it, a gentle, continuous whisper beneath everything. Continue, continue, continue. Wholeness does not mean untouched. You may carry scars on your skin, in your heart, in your memory. Healing does not require erasing them. A scar on the skin is proof that a wound closed. A softened memory is proof that the mind learned. A gentler emotion is proof that the heart adapted. Wholeness is not the absence of injury. It is the integration of what has been lived. You are not trying to return to who you were before everything happened. You are becoming who you are, having lived through it. Healing is not a rewind. It is a deepening. Rest as an act of trust. So much of healing happens when you are not looking, during sleep house, during stillness, during a sigh, during a pause between thoughts. Rest is not laziness. It is cooperation. When you rest, you are telling your body, I trust you to take it from here. Cells repair. Hormones rebalance. Immune cells recalibrate. The mind releases its grip on constant management. You do not heal by micromanaging your biology. You heal by allowing your biology to do what it has always known how to do. Rest is a quiet agreement between you and your own body. You are never truly alone inside. Even when you feel isolated, your body is full of connection. Neurons whisper to each other in electricity. Immune cells flash light back and forth. Hormones travel like tiny messages between organs. Microbes in your gut talk to your brain. The heart's rhythm synchronizes with breath. Within you, a community is always at work. You are not a single thing trying to heal. You are a living constellation of countless tiny lives, all collaborating on your behalf. Even when your thoughts feel tired, your cells are not. They are still building, still repairing, still promoting balance, still moving quietly toward life. The soft decision to continue. Healing, in its deepest sense, is not a problem to be solved. It is a direction. Every scar, every heartbeat, every night of sleep, every slow breath, every moment of letting go, is a small decision to continue. The first cells on Earth made that decision when they learned to repair. Your body makes it. Every time it closes a wound, or calms a fever, or restores a rhythm, you make it. Every time you choose to rest, to breathe, to hope, to be gentle with yourself. You and your body are not separate in this work. You are partners, settling into the rhythm of healing. As we come to the end of this quiet journey, nothing dramatic is required from you. You do not need to fix yourself. In this moment, you do not need to achieve perfect calm or perfect understanding. All you need is to allow. Allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your jaw to relax. Allow your breath to lengthen just a little. Feel the bed or chair beneath you, holding your weight. With no judgment, no demand. Somewhere beneath your awareness, cells are already rebuilding. Nerves are already recalibrating. Blood is already circulating. With its tiny cargo of signals and nutrients, the heart is already keeping time. Healing has not been waiting for permission to start. It has been with you from the beginning. You are not the same person who began listening tonight. Something inside you, maybe very small, maybe barely noticeable, has shifted. A muscle eased, A thought softened, a breath deepened. A tiny thread of hope rewove itself into your inner fabric. That is healing, not loud, not sudden, not perfect, just steady, ancient, and always, always present. So as you drift now, toward sleep, toward dreams, toward the quiet space, where the night shift begins, you can let go, just a little more. Your body knows what to do. It has never forgotten, and while you rest, it will continue its gentle work, healing you in ways you may never see, but will always, in some soft and patient way, feel. Sleep well, and let healing go on.
you.